All right, what's going on, everybody? KB Card Stacks here, and I just had one of my biggest gambles pay off. All right, so a nice weekend of sales here, including one of my biggest sales ever on one of my biggest gambles that I've ever taken. But buy what you believe in. Let's talk about it. Ruben Owens, gold auto. This was I think the next few are going to be some losses here. I'm curious to see where I bought this at. Maybe I made a couple bucks on it, but Ruben Owens was a guy that I was kind of prospecting on the side. He was a 5-star running back, #1 in the country. Got some run last season with A&M, and going into his second year, Elko coming in. He didn't really add anybody in the transfer portal, didn't really add a new high school kid. They did have Le'Veon Moss, who's been doing really well. I don't know if it's a Le'Veon Moss thing or that's just how their run game looks at A&M, but unfortunately, Ruben, I think, tore his ACL before the season, so he's out. That's really unfortunate. Just sucks. That's part of prospecting for sure. So I did have a decent amount of Ruben Owens, and I'm not going to hold a running back who just tore his ACL for another year. I would maybe go in and I don't know. I don't know if I'd go back in, to be honest. So Ruben Owens, this one sold for, I think, 26 shipped. Again, if I had to guess, I'm hopeful I paid like 10 to 15. His stuff was pretty affordable all throughout the off season, but we'll see. Not terrible, not great, but I'd rather get that $20 out, 18 after fees, and do something else with it. All right, we'll just talk about both of these since Bucky Irving, honestly, one of my biggest losses. This is just getting caught up in the hype and getting greedy, in my opinion. I was buying Bucky right when the product released because he was doing really well right at product release. I'm like, man, this kid looks really good. Just in general, I liked his game. I liked the production that he put up. I liked the direction Oregon was going. Their only loss was to UW at that time, and he played really well against them. I went pretty heavy. I think this is where I learned that color. I mean, maybe I already knew, but this is definitely a good lesson. That color just isn't there yet for Bowman University. I probably paid 40 to 60 bucks for just the true orange non-autos. And these both sold, I think, for $51, $52 combined, plus shipping on each of them. Bucky doing really well, but my buy-in price was just way too high. I bought like an orange auto pretty high, lost on that. I was really high on Bucky Irving when product released and was like, yeah, the prices are surely going up. He's going to do well in the draft. I believed in him from that standpoint, from the combine as well, combine to the draft to preseason to the regular season. I was really high on him. He is doing really well right now. Rachaad White was out and he started. I think he did pretty well. So yeah, unfortunate, definitely a big loss. I'm curious. I haven't checked. I'll check when I edit, but definitely I'm definitely losing at least all my money on one card. But again, give me my $60 now at this point. I'll put it into Paige Becker's and make it back. Curtis Rourke, I got this offer this morning, $22 plus $4 shipping. They play Nebraska this week. I'm recording this Monday. You'll probably see this Friday. I don't know what to make of that game, but Indiana, I mean, I've been high on them all offseason. Kurt Zignetti, the transfer portal, yada, yada. I made a good amount of cash on Curtis Rourke, been buying him up. Got some stuff on ComC as well, so good winner for me, but we'll see. I'm not going to touch that game. I think Indiana's like a 5-point favorite. I did buy another one on ComC. Sold this for 22, bought another one on ComC for 15. Just trying to play that game there. Okay, somebody came up and offered me on both of these. I think this was like 35 and this was 15 maybe. I bought a ton of these lots from China back when the National and all these auctions were going live. So definitely made a good amount of money on these Panini Nationals, both this and the Prism. These are like the paper. I like the red color match. I like just prospecting with Julian Saint. I don't think his prices are astronomical. Maybe his autos are. I don't know. I haven't really bought anything, but bought to stash. Just thought it was a good price. Will Howard has stuff has not really moved at all. I mean, they lost to Oregon, but even before then, I mean, they didn't play great teams. I thought they were a slow start offense. I was right on Oregon. We'll talk about it, but yeah, Will Howard just has not moved at all. He likely gets an update in Bowman, I imagine, but we'll see. All right, waiting for payment on this one. Jokic bought this for $10 at a show. I just figured Prism color for NBA does really well. MVP, best player in the league. I don't know. I don't watch basketball. I just know enough that Jokic is MVP caliber. And this one I had listed for 30. I thought I had a good shot at that sale just for international purposes. I was going to send this to ComC. Someone sent an offer for 22. I thought about it and I'm like, do I just send to ComC and, get more off of fees if I sell this for $30 at ComC? I make $28.50 off of it, I think, if I'm doing math correctly. Here, I'm probably getting about 18, but I'll take the cash right now. Guy hasn't paid for it, so we'll see. All right, here we go. One of the biggest gambles that I've really taken, I went heavy on Dillon Gabriel. I just felt Oregon, you look at Bo Nix, what he did last year in that offense. He was a Heisman finalist. It's not a complex offense. It's just kind of a short throw, West Coast offense, RPO, all of that stuff. I was like, you know what? I like Dillon Gabriel. So I bought a lot of his Bowman first, the 2021 unlicensed stuff. I thought that was the play. I was buying those like 25 to 30 bucks. They crept up. Then they dropped when Oregon was struggling a bit. I get it. It was Idaho. They almost lost to Boise State. I get it, but I think people really panicked. I needed this win. I needed this win versus Oregon. I thought they were going to win. Who knows, but I will take the win. I don't know what Oregon will. Purdue on Friday definitely terrifies me a little bit. You don't want to play a Friday game this year. Those go crazy. Yeah, sold this. I bought it in a lot with somebody. $400 for the lot. It was this auto, which is numbered to 25, 6 of 25, and about 32 to 35 of those refractors from the National for $400 total. This one sold for $400 straight up. Buy it now. Going to authenticity. So that is nice. We needed that. I'm into those refractors now for free. For nothing, fees, I guess. So we'll have to claw our way out of that one, but it's nice to just have that stress-free. And then whatever the autos I'm fine with, but the chrome base will definitely be a grind for sure. But happy with that, it paid off. Woo. All right, these two I sold in Ryan's Discord, actually. I haven't sold there in a long time, but I referred VDZ. He has been looking for a place to kind of grind out cards. I'm like, you know what? I've always offered if you use my referral link down below, I'll pay for your first month. He used it. He's been making deals. I'm like, all right, VDZ, I'm going to see if I can make a play here. So posted these, sold them for 35 shipped. I'm probably taking a loss, but again, I missed the timing. It wasn't there for the Olympics, so it is what it is. I will take this $30. I will go buy a Paige Becker Sapphire, and I will sell it for $50 to $60. So that's maybe you're not finding it for 30 bucks anymore, but that's my approach. And slabs taking up a lot of space in my little cabinet for storage. So that was my thought process there. All right, taking another loss here. So thank God we hit on this Gabriel, because a lot of these might be very, very minimal losses. I mean, definitely like 10, 20 right there, here. I don't know. Bought this at a show for 40 bucks. Of course, the very next day he tears his ACL. I dropped my price. I got an international offer for, I think, 40, maybe 35. I'm probably going to lose about 10 bucks on this card. He's not going to play the rest of the season. If he was able to come back, or if there were, speculation, I would have probably held it just for the Super Bowl run for the Chiefs, but just get out of it. Get my $10. I'll put that $30 into something else. Otherwise, I'm sitting on this for God knows when. So that was, I will always take a loss on fees, take a $10 loss to put into something else. There's always something better to buy, and it's definitely not Rashee Rice with a torn ACL right now, in my opinion. And then this I bought from Carl Brady Cards. I always call them Brady's Cards, but Brady Cards on my Discord for 25 bucks, or maybe 20, 25 maybe. Thought it was a good deal, just a gem. He's going to be hot for the quarterback. People are saying Miami, first round pick. We'll see what happens there. But I don't think I think I listed this for like 40. I wasn't going to make a ton anyways. I think I took an offer for 35. Am I making like $5? Sure. But again, just been kind of accepting offers on bulkier stuff, and just a base 10. Sure, not a terrible card to be in, but I think there's better to be in right now, especially women's basketball, as that stuff heats up. So a couple losses here for sure. We need this to pay. Those were definitely wins. That's a win. Loss, likely a loss. Definitely a loss. I'm curious to see. I probably paid 25 a piece on these, maybe 30 on the high end. That's a loss. That's probably a couple bucks. So that's everything. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, watch another video, and we'll see you next one. Peace. Love you.